I'll take the,
Thanks.
you're welcome. Yeah. No problem.
Students love them.
Yeah, good. We can make more too. That was Aaron. Aaron did them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Anytime.
I may ask for it.
Yeah, we got it. We got you. We got you. Okay, so now in this, what I did, I created an effect called the shadow effect. So I'm going to undo that. Now that, if you want to see how to do that, you just go to Effect, Stylized Drop Shadow. And you can create a drop shadow effect in Illustrator as well. The problem with this is it doesn't really stand out like the original because we haven't created the expanded stroke or the outline. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that somewhat. Okay, we're still being recorded here, so I'm just going to turn that off. And when you place this file in, you could go to Google and just type in Sharknado and bring in that photo. I didn't download it anywhere. This is all just on YouTube right now. So under Sharknado, again, sorry, just undo. We're going to create this expanded stroke. I'm not going to create the embossed effect, just the expanded stroke effect, okay? So what you can do, the real simple way to do it is just go to your stroke palette or your stroke options, and you're going to create a black stroke, and there's 10 different ways you can do this. Sorry, a white stroke. You can go through a color palette or swatches, or just go by your default, which is white and black. Now, if you're concerned about your gradient that you created, so if you've ever made a gradient, you don't want to lose that gradient you put all that time into, because as soon as you deselect or you don't use it again, it's gone, right? You have to kind of recreate it. You can drag a gradient or any type of effect you've created. Ooh. Let's try that again. Well, that didn't work. Let's go. Okay, we'll try that in a bit. Let me try one more time. Oh, snap. It's supposed to work. Oh, there we go. Just don't drag it into one of those folders. Drag it into your palette. So now you can, so if by accident you deselect, you can always go back to your gradient. Change that up. Okay, so we're going to create a white stroke, a white outline. And in the photo, in the original, it's a pretty thick outline. So I'm actually going to change it to about 7. That's too thick, so let's go down to about a 4. And also notice how the outline, anytime you create a thick outline, it expands not only to the outside of the shape, but to the inside. Okay? So it creates kind of this ugly effect, especially the fatter the outline is, it doesn't look good. So you want to make sure that you adjust that under your stroke options, okay? So in the stroke palette right here, you want to use these little buttons to control that. So let's see what this does. So that actually puts the stroke on the outside of the shape, okay? And I know you can't see it right now because it's white on white, right? But if we actually move this over, you would see it. So makes sense?
Yeah.
So that's just a big chunky stroke. So that's that effect. And again, if it's too thick, just lighten that up. And now at this point, you may want to duplicate or edit, copy, edit, paste. And that way you can put this here. So now you can see how incrementally I'm saving the process. Okay. Because sometimes your customer will want to come back to a certain point and say, well, I like the effects you created, but I liked it without the effects. Can you just go without the shadow? Hey, sure, I got it right here, right? Okay, so now as soon as I put the drop shadow, we'll try that drop shadow effect again. Stylized drop shadow. And there's a bunch of settings you can make in drop shadow. I'm not going to go into that right now. But you guys can kind of fiddle around with that if you want to increase or decrease the size of the blur or the shape itself. Preview. And you get something like that. And that's pretty cool because, whoops, sorry, I'm zoomed in way too close. Because if you have a file, or if you have to edit something, like the guys were creating a Sharknado shirt. You guys remember Mr. Shirk?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's
Amador.
he went to Golden Gate. He's at another school. So, but he coaches my son at soccer. So I thought we'll make him a Sharknado shirt, and as a gift for him. Anyways, if you had to create that, what I even saw my grade 12s this morning. They went in, and I asked one of my grade 12s, "Hey, can you turn this Sharknado into Sharknado?" So what do you think the first thing he did was?
Take out the A.
Yeah, he went into
Copy it.
yeah, he copied it. He went into Photoshop, and he tried to actually edit out the A and recreate it in Photoshop. That's just not going to work. You know, it's just much easier to just retype as Sharknado, apply the effects, and there you've got your original thing. Okay, so I'm just going to stop the video there.